Okay, so I don't usually do videos like this because they usually only get like 10 views, and I ain't trying to do a lot of work and get no reward, if you know what I'm saying. But I have to do this. So to the 10 people that are watching, thank you for your support. But if you don't know already, Supercell just released their like preemptive balance changes, what they are planning to do in the future. And the first balance change on the list is arrows, right? Of course, arrows gets a lot of play. Arrows is in like every deck. Arrows is like taking over the game. But I truly believe that arrows shouldn't be nerfed. Like, the reason why arrows get so much play is due to the firecracker. It's the only spell in the game that gets an equal trade against the firecracker. I'm pretty sure if the firecracker died to zap or to rage, arrows wouldn't get played because arrows doesn't do anything else. I used to tell myself, and I still believe this to this day, they designed the firecracker to make arrows viable. If you look at it from another perspective like this, right? When you're playing a firecracker deck and your opponent doesn't have arrows, you immediately get like infinite value. Like there is this no win condition deck that I just run sometimes where I just hope that I run into someone who doesn't have arrows and just win because they can't deal with these firecrackers. So I believe first they need to address the firecracker. Now this goes to another issue with like Supercell balance and how it's like they don't play their own game. For example, the Goblin Machine and that whole state that it was. But if you think back to a couple balance patches ago when the Dagger's Duchess was super OP, they nerfed the Elixir Collector, right? And their reason for nerfing the Elixir Collector was because it gets too many positive Elixir trades, and people are converting these positive Elixir trades. Like the combination of the Dagger's Duchess and the Elixir Collector is like crazy, and people are going to have like 10 pumps out in single Elixir because of that, right? But the Firecracker does the same thing. It gets crazy positive Elixir trades, and the only counter to that is arrows. If you even try to rely on some other spell to take out the Firecracker is still gonna get value. If the Firecracker even sometimes gets one shot, like that one shot out. I have a short that I uploaded a while ago where a Firecracker got 2 shots on the tower and did over 1,000 damage. Why did that happen? Because that guy did not run arrows. Arrows is only in the meta and only played because of the Firecracker. I don't know how many times I have to say this. It's these roundabout balance changes that make games unfun. Like, look at the state of Brawl. The reason why that game is in that state is because they beat around the bush instead of going for the problem directly. If we could just go for the Firecracker, do something about that. Because the Firecracker is like unhealthy design wise. It's like fundamentally broken, but it's not actually broken because there's a counter, which is arrows. Another thing is like how it's impossible to like go through mid ladder every season without arrows in your deck, because you will get destroyed if you're playing like beatdown or anything that takes skill and your opponent has a Firecracker and you don't have arrows. You will get wrecked by these random mid ladder players. Like right now, I think I'm like master 3. If I don't run arrows in my deck, I will get bodied. I will lose. They will beat my ass so bad. You have to run arrows. And because the counter gets played more than the problem, does that mean the counter should get nerfed? No. Address the problem. I think another good example of this is actually the Electric Dragon. The Electric Dragon is like another one of those menaces. But the thing about the Electric Dragon is you could see that there is like a negative trade to playing it. Like you can't just drop it down like the Firecracker. One thing is, it is way less tanky than the other 2 dragons, but it costs more. And it has way lower DPS than the other 2 dragons as well. And it's like the tankiest character that dies to lightning. So lightning will always choose the Electric Dragon. The problem with the firecracker is that it's impossible to get positive elixir trades against it, whilst it's allowed to get infinite like trades. Like it goes back. Like when I first came back to this game, I thought like a good counter to the firecracker would be the bandit, and the bandit doesn't even reach. If the firecracker goes back, the bandit won't reach, and that means you could block it with one elixir skeleton. So long story short, TLDR, address the problem and not the counter. I think that arrows is honestly a trash spell. I will do a 5-minute twerking video, not really, maybe, I don't know, if they nerf the firecracker and arrows doesn't die right behind it. And you guys, please let me know, am I a madman for having this opinion? Like, do y'all think that that arrows is the problem and arrows is just a victim here? I think arrows is a victim here. I really don't think it deserves the nerf, but even if I thought they were gonna nerf the arrows in a way that like, oh, maybe it doesn't kill firecracker anymore, but at least this is a light nerf in my opinion. But I just don't think arrows should be getting nerfed. Arrows doesn't do anything. Arrows is not good. The only thing arrows is good for is killing firecrackers, and firecrackers everywhere in mid-ladder. I swear to God, they don't play their game. They don't play their game. That's the only answer to this problem. They don't play the game.